All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you. And the first thing that I want to talk about is a continuation of yesterday's story. Elon Musk says SE probe of Dogecoin tweets would be, quote, awesome. I don't know why that would be awesome, but Elon Musk apparently does not fear the SEC one bit, and I probably wouldn't either if I was in his position, because he was really just kind of tweeting about Bitcoin and Dogecoin. I think the only problem that you could possibly see with it is the fact that Tesla bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin shortly before and during him tweeting all of this. So yeah, that's a little bit shady, but still, it's Elon Musk. He does whatever he wants. So Elon Musk is ready for a rematch with the SEC. The billionaire Tesla chief appeared to welcome rumors that the agency was probing his Twitter posts about Dogecoin, his favorite meme-inspired crypto. He said, I hope they do it. It would be awesome, Thursday, adding 2 emojis of a face crying with laughter. The world's second richest man was responding to unconfirmed chatter about the alleged SEC investigation, and financial services first Squawk reported the probe's existence in a Thursday tweet, citing unnamed sources familiar with the matter, but the other outlet didn't provide any further details on the situation. The speculation comes more than 2 years after Musk's famous Twitter-related tangle with the SEC. This was previous, a couple years back. Regulators fined him $20 million and forced him to step down as Tesla's board chairman in September 2018 after he tweeted that he had funding secured to take the electric car maker private at $420 a share. So that was basically what I was trying to get at last video, is that there a couple years back he basically said that he had funding secured to take his company to $420 a share, and then he showed like a big picture of all of his Tesla cars that were unsold in the parking lot that were just produced, and the SEC did not like that. What's interesting about all this is that $20 million fine is so ridiculous for rich people. It's really amazing how fines don't really actually scale to how much money you make. Because $20 million to somebody who has like $150 billion or more, I think he's got like 183 or something, but probably at the time it was less, I don't know. Either way, $20 million is like, that would basically be like going down the road at 200 miles an hour in a car and then getting pulled over, and the cop is just like, would you like to pay $20 now? And you're like, oh yeah, sure, considering you have a Lambo anyway to go 200 miles an hour, you probably have $20 in your pocket. So, amazing. Moving on to some different news here. Biggest Bitcoin fund sinks to record discount as mania cools. What's that biggest Bitcoin fund? It's going to be Grayscale. So the world's biggest Bitcoin fund is selling off faster than the cryptocurrency itself as investors rush to the exits. The 31.6 billion Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, ticker GBTC, plunged 22% this week, outpacing a 17% decline in the world's largest crypto. That's evaporated GBTC's once massive premium to Bitcoin holds, with the price of GBTC closing 3.8% below the value of its underlying holdings on Thursday, a record discount. It's an unusual situation for GBTC, which has persistently traded at a premium to its net asset value since the fund's launch in 2013. That figure soared to 40% in late 2020, with investors willing to pay a markup for exposure to Bitcoin's dizzying rally. That avalanche of inflows swelled the number of GBTC shares outstanding to a record of 692 million. However, GBTC doesn't allow redemptions, meaning that shares can only be created but not destroyed. With Bitcoin's climb now stalling, that's created a supply and demand imbalance as participants in the trust seek to find buyers in the secondary market. So this is basically what has been running the Bitcoin explosion for the past probably a couple of years. But particularly, of course, in 2020 and in 2021. And basically, these GBTC shares, you buy them, and for a couple of years back, you used to have to hold them for a year before you could sell them to somebody else, but now it's changed to 6 months. And as people buy them, the premium goes up, which sharply raises the price of Bitcoin. And then as people stop buying and are getting close to the unlocking period where they can actually sell them, the premium goes down, and so does the price of Bitcoin. In fact, it was December 26th or 29th was when the price of Bitcoin was going down, and all throughout January there was no unlocking period. There was an unlocking period on February 4th of 2021, and you could see that Bitcoin was kind of going down that entire time during the month of January 2021. And that was because there was no unlocking periods in that time, meaning during that time, the price of the premium was falling as people were expecting to sell off. And then after February 3rd, the premium started rising, and we've seen the price of Bitcoin go nearly to $60,000. So a big sell-off at the moment. Moving on here, Grayscale eyes altcoins amid increasing competition for Bitcoin investment. So I made a video a little while back. They were talking about 6 different coins that they were potentially going to add to the Grayscale fund, and thus those coins were going to rise in value pretty quickly should they actually do that. They actually created the fund for it, but did not actually allow anybody to buy it. So they created the bird's nest, if you will, for those particular currencies, but did not actually create a fund for people to buy them yet. So a little confusing, but they were just sort of preparing for those coins. So as Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs are gaining traction in Canada, new competitors for Grayscale emerge, the company increasingly eyeing altcoins. The major asset management firm owned by Digital Currency Group has confirmed that they're looking into at least 23 digital assets for potential new product offerings, as the press release stated. Among the assets that are currently under consideration, the company listed Aave, BAT, Cardano, Chainlink, Compound, Cosmos, Decentraland, EOS, Filecoin, Flow, LivePeer, MakerDAO, Monero, Numeraire, Polkadot, ReserveRight, Stacks, SushiSwap, Synthetics, Tezos, The Graph, Uniswap, and Yearn Finance. It says, we may not turn each of these assets into one of our landmark investment products, said Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein, and added that they view it as our responsibility to introduce investors to more diversify in this space. So there is no guarantee that the assets named in the above list will receive a corresponding investment product, the company stressed. The process of creating an investment product structured similarly to these Grayscale already offers requires significant review and consideration and is subject to substantial internal controls, sufficiently secure custody arrangements, and regulatory considerations. So if you own any of these coins, which most of you probably own at least one of these, as that's a pretty big list of coins, likely it may have a Grayscale fund in the future. And if there's a Grayscale fund for Link or Cardano, even BAT is doing pretty good right now at 52 cents. That was one of the coins that was originally named. Another one was Link, and there was a few other, I think EOS and Mana as well. I think Filecoin was one, and LivePeer, I believe, was the 6, or I don't know if I said 6, but was some of the choices that were named a couple weeks back. So it's looking pretty good for these coins if they create a fund for it. That's going to be a lot of extra money. Although their coins aside, the altcoins that they have now, like Bitcoin Cash, they used to have XRP, they have Ethereum Classic, I think, Ethereum. All of those other altcoins that they have are mild in comparison to their Bitcoin fund. Everybody that is investing into Grayscale is mostly pouring their money into Bitcoin, into GBTC, whereas the other altcoins that they currently have don't see nearly as much investment, but still pretty good regardless, still pretty bullish for those coins. Moving on here, Dubai Crypto Fund sells $750 million in BTC to buy more ADA and Polkadot. So Dubai-based FD7 Ventures announced that it would be selling $750 million worth of Bitcoin to purchase more Cardano and Polkadot. With this move, the crypto investment fund would be selling most of the $1 billion under management to invest in the upstart blockchains. Both ADA and DOT are high-speed, low-cost smart contract deployment networks that aim to enable scalability, that claim to enable scalability. So according to FDC Management Director, the fund feels as though BTC has ultimately served its purpose and that diversifying into new altcoins would better serve its investors. Aside from the fact that Bitcoin was the first to market, and society has given it meaning as a store of value. I think Bitcoin is actually pretty useless, the guy said. Projects such as Cardano, Polkadot, and Ethereum are the foundation of the new internet and Web 3.0, he added. So big sell-off in Bitcoin and big purchase of Cardano and Polkadot and potentially Ethereum as well. But moving on to different news, Cardano's ADA is now the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. The native cryptocurrency of the Cardano blockchain, ADA, has broken to fresh all-time high at $1.30 per coin, although it's not there yet, or now. I think it's $1.25 at the moment, something like that. That's good enough to become the third largest cryptocurrency when measured by market cap at $39 billion. A competitor to Ethereum blockchain, Cardano was launched in 2017 and is mainly backed by business venture input output Hong Kong. The blockchain is the creation of Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson, who is now CEO of iHawk. ADA has been swept up in Bitcoin's bull market, even though Cardano has no major decentralized finance or other applications running on it, like Ethereum competitors such as Binance Smart Chain. The cryptocurrency is up 645% in the past 90 days. So again, this would be surprising that Cardano is in third place with absolutely no working product or DeFi or any smart contracts, right? But this is cryptocurrency. Remember, guys, step back into reality here. This is cryptocurrency where things just poof to the moon for whatever reason. Nobody really knows. I mean, they've got some, some new stuff coming along. ADA's looking pretty good. Admittedly, it's looking pretty good. But for the past few years, from time to time, I live stream and people pour in the live stream. They ask me questions about various cryptocurrencies, this, that, and the other thing. We have conversations. And a lot of people over the years have asked me, what do I think of Cardano? And what do I think of IOTA? For some reason, they always kind of put those two together. And mind you, this was years back, months back, that people have been asking me this over the course of years. When Cardano had absolutely no working product, IOTA had no working product whatsoever, and they were like 9 cents at the time, type deal. And I always told, my response to everybody was, they need a working product for me to actually evaluate that working product and then tell you my opinion on it. So I can never tell anybody my opinion on Cardano because if it doesn't have a working product, I can only tell you basically what they tell us, what they do. And I don't even think for many years that Cardano knew what they do. I think they were just developing and going, yeah, this will work, and then kind of this will work. Yeah. Like, we'll make a competitor. Yeah, we'll do this. So I don't think they ever actually really had a plan. They kind of had a roadmap, admittedly, but there wasn't any working product to actually evaluate until recently. So good for you, Cardano, and good for you, Cardano holders. But moving on here to CoinMarketCap, $1.4 trillion market cap, still kind of losing steam in the market. It looks like basically the only thing that's up right now is Cardano. Over the 24-hour period here, we got Polygon, Elron, 1inch, etc. So we do have some coins up, some random ones, but it does seem like most of them are down at the moment. The market is very uncertain right now. The stock market is very uncertain right now as well, with bond yields rising from the Federal Reserve. A lot of people are selling off stocks, tech stocks, etc., and putting them into bonds, which lowers the stock market, which is somewhat correlated with the crypto world now. I'd say particularly Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is the one that's most with institutions and ETFs and this, that, and the other thing. So, when the stock market is sinking, it sort of sinks everything with it. And when the crypto market sinks, when Bitcoin sinks, it kind of drags things down with it. Now, of course, Cardano and some of these green coins are a little bit of outliers, and we've always had that since day one. But we also know that anybody that's been in crypto for a while knows that when Bitcoin is going up, the whole market is typically going up, generally as a whole. And when Bitcoin is going down, generally the market market is going down as well. And that's sort of the stock market now is a little bit of attached to crypto, as we have a lot of Wall Street traders, we have a lot of institutions, companies buying it, and they're all using the same mechanics. I mean, if you go onto a stock exchange, you'll realize, oh, this is exactly the same as a crypto exchange. And then if you're a stock trader and you go onto crypto, you'll realize, okay, this feels right at home. This is the exact same thing. Stop orders, limit orders, markets, order books, all that sort of thing. It's the same thing. And of course, they're going to use the same bots, the same tools, the same trading mechanisms to, sell. Okay, the market's not doing good. We'll sell our Bitcoin, that sort of thing. So it's not particularly surprising. It's sort of just a natural thing. I think the more the price of Bitcoin goes up and the more institutions that get into Bitcoin, the more correlated it's going to be. Even though it really shouldn't be correlated, there's really no reason for it to correlate aside from the people that are moving into it to correlate it with their mindset that it should be correlated, but not really. So, trading downwards right now. So a bit uncertain. So we'll have to see where the market goes after this. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, share the video. That helps me out a lot. My social media in the description below. Give those a follow if you get the opportunity to do so. Channel memberships are active. Hit the join button, become a member. You get a cool badge. You look 32% cooler when you comment on the channel. I can see it from space. Of course, I'm going to see that and respond to that one. But that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As usual, I'll see you guys next time.